A man was walking down the street when he noticed his grandpa sitting on the porch, in the rocking chair, with nothing on from the waist down. "Grandpa, what are you doing?" he exclaimed. The old man looked off in the distance and did not answer him. "Grandpa, what are you doing sitting out here with no pants on?" he asked again. The old man slyly looked at him and said, "Well, last week I sat out here with no shirt on, and I got a stiff neck. This was your grandma's idea. A man has been stranded on a desert island for 20 years. One day, he sees a beautiful blonde woman with big breasts in a swimsuit sail to the beach. She sees the man and asks, 'How long has it been since you had a smoke?' He pauses for a while and replies, 'Must have been 20 years already that I'm stuck here.' And with that, she pulls out a cigar and lighter from her swimsuit, and they start smoking. She then asks, 'Tell me, how long has it been since you had a drink?' He again says, 'The same 20 years. I do miss the taste of sweet alcohol.' And she then takes out a bottle of rum from her swimsuit, which they start drinking together. She then seductively unzips her swimsuit and says, 'Now, tell me, how long has it been since you've had some real fun?' 'Oh my God!' he screams. 'Don't tell me you've got a Nintendo in there as well.' In a small-town diner, where the locals gathered for their morning coffee and gossip, a man finished his breakfast and waited for the waitress to bring him the bill. She approached his table and handed him the check. The man carefully counted out his money, meticulously placing the exact amount for the check on the table. Alongside the precise payment, he left 3 measly pennies as a tip, a gesture that didn't go unnoticed by the observant waitress. The waitress, noticing the particularly small and rather insulting tip, decided to confront the man before he left, wanting to understand his reasoning, or perhaps make him reconsider his generosity. She approached his table and said, her tone polite, but with a hint of curiosity, "You know, sir, I can tell a lot about a person by each of the coins that are left as a tip." The man, intrigued by her claim, and perhaps a little amused by her boldness, chuckled and prompted her to continue. "Well then, enlighten me. What do these 3 pennies reveal about my character?" With a straight face and without hesitation, she picked up the first penny and said, "This first penny suggests to me that you are an extremely frugal person, always careful with your money and reluctant to part with it, even for good service." The man, somewhat impressed by her observation, nodded in agreement and admitted, "That's fairly accurate. I do like to save where I can. Please continue." Moving on to the next penny, she stated, her gaze fixed on the small, copper coin. "This second penny, it tells me a tale about your personal life. It indicates that you're not married, as a married man would likely leave a slightly more generous tip, perhaps to avoid any potential complaints at home." Astonished by her seemingly insightful deduction, the man agreed, his eyes widening slightly. "Well, that's absolutely right. Quite insightful indeed. How did you know?" The waitress smirked slightly, a hint of triumph in her expression, as she picked up the third and final penny. "Now, this last penny," she said, her voice dripping with sarcasm, "tells me that your mother wasn't married either.